Hello, good morning, truth seekers. How are you all? How are you feeling? Are you feeling it? We are in unusual times. We are in extremely unusual times at the moment. If I were to describe it as a metaphor, I would say that the beast is thrashing its tail like it has never thrashed its tail before. Let me explain how the deep state works. Okay, the deep state uses the same thing over and over again. They are the least creative group of beings that I've ever known. They never change anything. They never create newness. They never offer something different. They only ever offer the same thing. They are extremely limited with their creative abilities. And you know, the sign of madness is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting to get a different result. And this is what they keep doing. So what we've got at the moment is, you look around the world, if you like mainstream media, if you watch mainstream media, and I don't, but I'm still up to date anyway because I have other sources that I watch. One would think that the world had gone mad, absolutely mad, and that is the impression that they want from you. So we've got all kinds of things happening, and there's a word that's used to talk about these things called false flag. A false flag. What a false flag is where something appears to be happening, but actually when you investigate it, it isn't happening. In fact, it's just happening through actors. That's all. And so I'm watching these false flags occur around, and I'm looking at them thinking, wow, that is like the worst bit of acting I've ever seen. That's the worst bit of like the ham actors. Obviously, they're not actors. If they were actors, they would be in Hollywood interfering with minors. So they're acting, and really badly. And the mainstream media, because the mainstream media is obviously completely complicit in everything, presents it as the truth. And of course, those people who believe the mainstream media look at that and go, oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. And yet when you look at it and you just ask maybe 3 or 4 questions, it stands out as being completely and utterly false, like ridiculous. However, that's just the way that it is at the moment. And it looks ridiculous to us because when you have awakened, when you are awake, you can't be fooled. You can't be fooled. And not only can you not be fooled, I suppose you can be fooled, but it's very difficult. And the reason that it's very difficult to fool awakened people is because they are constantly doubting everything. You know, Lloyd Pye, who I think was killed actually, but he used to say, everything that you know is a lie. Michael Tellinger says exactly the same thing. Everything that you know is a lie. Everything that they have told you is a lie. And when you work from that premise, you are incredibly safe because you can never be taken in, because every time that something is presented to you, and obviously you've got your study behind that, your investigation, you won't take it on face value. You want to investigate it. Now this really annoys people who are asleep, because people who are asleep, people who soak up the information from MSM, they don't want to investigate. There's no need because they're trusted. And when you start saying, yeah, but have you thought about it? They say, no, I haven't thought about it, and I'm not going to. I fact-checked it, and it's correct. Yeah? Or why would the mainstream media lie to us? I mean, oh my goodness, they've done such a good job. So it appears on the surface that everything's gone mad, and all that's happening, trust me at the moment, all that's happening is the beast is thrashing its tail. They are throwing everything that they have at their disposal at us. One of the reasons is to saturate the media so that what's really happening can't be focused on. So that's one of the ways that they use these kind of events to saturate the media. Everybody's talking about it. And have you noticed this tremendous swing toward blaming, I'm not going to say the word just in case because it's dodgy, but ISLAM, blaming them. Suddenly it's back. It disappeared. The ISIS disappeared for the entire lockdown period, the entire COVID period. Now that it's losing ground, now that even the Daily Mail today is talking about it being a total scam. In the UK, the Daily Mail, which is a key newspaper. So suddenly the narrative's changing. I'm not saying that the Daily Mail is doing it because it believes it. The narrative is changing. And so as we transition out of the Rona, we have to then have something in its place. Remember, control is all about fear and division. We must be fearful and we must be divided for them to control us and to stop us from creating. They must stop us from creating our good future, from creating a new timeline, okay, or a better timeline than the one that they want us to go down. Whilst all of that's happening, then we've got the US and everything that's happening there. And all I'm going to say to you there is, if you were concerned about that, just watch this space. It isn't over by any means. And my gut feel, the instinct that I have is that truth will out. Remember, this is a month. November is a month of revelation. These are not my words. This is another guy who has connections with higher beings, and every month he tells you what the month's going to be like. And he said, in fact, I'll find a link if I can, and I'll put it into it's not the comments that any links go, it's the information under the video. You just click on more and the links appear. But he says that November's a month of revelation, and I believe that. We are in the revelation at the moment. Things are being revealed, and they will be ever more revealed. And the only reason that the revelation isn't moving as fast as it should at the moment, not as fast as it should, but that it's not moving quickly, is because the mainstream media are trying to suppress it. And they are trying to suppress it by putting on top of that false flag narratives to get everybody fearful and to get them divided. Okay, so that's where we are at the moment. It's a mess, but it's part of the plan. It's a mess, but it's what was always predicted. It's a mess, but good will out, because that's just what's got to happen. There is no going back. There is no going back. This is a one-way journey that we are on. We are on the journey toward the light. There is no return. And so don't ever worry about the fact that, this could get worse and worse and worse and worse and then terrible. That's not the journey that we're on. Maybe some people are. Maybe some people are. But we aren't. We are on a journey toward light, toward unity, toward being able to put our hands around the globe and join humanity together and be one. That's where we're moving to. That's where we're going at a pace. And all of these events only serve to wake more people up. Because as soon as something happens, everybody who's awakened jumps on it and starts destroying the narrative, just picking the narrative apart. And it's so easy because they are so bad at it. They are absolutely terrible at it. And what's amazing is that we missed it before. But I actually believe now that they are much worse at it than they ever were. And of course, what's happened is that the technology has allowed everybody to see it. And so because everyone can see it, then, and The amount of people that understand about video manipulation and the use of Photoshop and stuff like that. So it's very easy now to discover the truth. Never before have we been in a position to discover the truth. Isn't that amazing that we're moving into the age of light where we can see? And so it makes sense that everybody can start to see the truth if you're looking for it. But remember, the truth's there, the truth is out there, but it's not available to those who are under the spell because they are blinded. They cannot see. They really cannot see. Okay, so this is where we are. We are in incredible times. We must take action now. This is not a time for non-action. What do I mean by that? We need to take control of our own situation. We need to take control of our own energy. And we need to start creating our good future. Right? This is not a time of passivity. We are the soldiers. Okay? We must start taking action. But that doesn't mean physical action necessarily, because we create, remember, from within. And so we need to start creating. We need to start getting faith. Okay? As George Michael used to sing, you've got to have faith. Which brings me to the last point. Ever more, everywhere that I'm looking, everything that I'm hearing, every message that's coming through is all about a return to God. Returning to God. And ultimately that's our goal, isn't it? To return to source. But it's a return to God. Religion was invented to take us away from God. It was a long-term plan, okay? And it worked fantastically well. What do I mean by that? Religion was brought about to cause division. Anything that causes division is from the devil. Understand that. And anything that unites is from love, from God. That's your measure. Is this dividing? Is this creating hate and division? Or is this creating love and unity? It's very simple. It's very easy to decide if something is from God or is from the devil. Okay, and look, I'm using these terms. You fill in the gaps. It could be, from bad or from good. It really doesn't matter. I'm just using that because most people understand God and the devil. Okay, but really we're talking about energies. We're talking about vibrations. Okay, some from the dark, heavy vibration, disunity, division, and hatred, and unity and love. All right, that's it. It's the same as when you look at what the mainstream media does. If the mainstream media loves somebody, then you count on them being bad, and if they hate somebody, you count on them being good, because everything's topsy-turvy in that world. Everything's upside down. Good is bad, bad is good, right is wrong, wrong is right. That's how they work. That is, they invert everything on the dark side. They invert everything. Everything's upside down. Okay, that's just the way it is. So understand, when you see something that's upside down, something that's dividing people, then it's from the darkness. Okay, so return to God. So division was caused through religion to keep us away from God. And now what's happening is this. People are starting to really turn the back on religion, but it's turn the back on badness. And people are starting to really get in touch with their relationship with God. Okay? The creator, the source, the universe, call it what you will. But that's where we need to get to. That's where our focus should be, is starting to build up a relationship with God. Because this is what we lost. This is what caused the division. This is what caused us to be lost in the wilderness for so long. And we need to return to God. Okay? And listen, I'm not trying to propound a religion or anything. This is what I'm saying. The amount of people that are I'm hearing them say, start praying, start talking to God. We can change this. And obviously understand that prayer is affirmation, is creation. Right? In the beginning was the Word. And that is what creates change. This is how we become creators, by the Word and the deed and the thought. Okay? So our job is to start to build that relationship. And this is the tip. Right? If you talk to whoever it is that, or whatever it is that you feel comfortable talking to. If it's not God, look, it's taken me 56 years to actually start talking directly to God. Before I used to talk to the universe, because God had been smeared for me. They'd done a smear campaign. The Jehovah's Witnesses smeared his name for me, and I didn't feel comfortable. Now I do, and this is part of the process of change that's happening in the world, that people are realizing that we cannot survive without our relationship with God. We are not going to survive unless we build that relationship back. And so how you do it when you start talking to God is just to give thanks. Why give thanks? Because giving thanks is the ultimate creation. Giving thanks for what you have and giving thanks for what is to come. That's how you do it, okay? Rather than saying, God, please take away these baddies, please do some terrible things, so that's not a good affirmation. That's not a good prayer. A prayer is giving thanks for what you've got and giving thanks for what you want as though you already have it. That's how you do it, okay? That's the power of creation. That's what creation is. Thank you for this peaceful earth. Thank you for the unity that we are starting to see. Okay? These are the things that you do. This is how you pray and make it happen. Okay? Rather than focusing on what you don't want, you focus on what you want. So my advice, please, everybody, we need to start doing this on a daily basis. Just take out 5 minutes, have a quiet moment and pray and give thanks for everything that you want. And trust me, that prayer, and it's been done in studies, that people have got together and look, we're talking about meditation, but for me there's no difference between prayer and meditation. They are the same thing. Okay? People getting together and meditating on a certain thing, like a reduction in crime. And a significant reduction happens right in that moment for as long as people are meditating. It's proven the power of meditation. Imagine half of the world praying for unity and peace and love and joy. Okay? We will create it. We will create it. So, that's a task that I'm offering you to take, to start praying and start creating a unity, start creating a relationship again. We need it. We need it back. We lost it. Okay? And now we need it back. Okay, I'll leave that with you. Over the weekend, I'll post the last of the David Icke interview, which is really interesting. And I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. I love you all. Goodbye, truth seekers.